Hi there, so great win today beating Seville 6-0. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, great game. To be honest, I think Seville maybe got off the plane a bit late. First 15 minutes, it was almost like they didn't turn up. I noticed that they were warming up quite late towards kick-off, so I think Arsenal's press in the first 10-15 minutes killed them really.
Okay, so we're looking really good in pre-season. I know it's only pre-season, but we have beaten Chelsea, who we know is a good team, 4-0.
Yeah.
Got 6-0 win today. Gabriel Jesus keeps scoring as well. Your thoughts on how our pre-season's been so far?
Top really. I think we've won every game so far. Not conceded too many, but you never know, do you? Crystal Palace away on Friday night is going to be a tough game. It's always been tough, so you kind of want to build your hope up and your confidence, but you never know. Good transfer window. I think we could probably still do with another midfielder, maybe another winger as well, but feeling good about the season, confident I would say.
Okay, so our star striker now, Gabriel Jesus, keeps scoring. What's your thoughts on him next season? How many goals do you think you can get?
If he stays fit for the whole season, let's say 18 to 22, 22 goals.
That would be great. So looking ahead to next season now, what's your minimum expectations?
I think it's got to be top 4. I think Arteta's had, what, 3.5 years, a lot of money. I think probably it looks like we're going to be the highest spending team in the Premier League for the second summer in a row, so he couldn't say that he's not had the backing, so I think really it's got to be top 4 this season. Otherwise I like him, think he's a cracking manager, but you can only keep getting into the Europa League for so long. I think this year probably they've got to make the step up to the Champions League.
Are you confident we can get top 4?
Yes, I think because of the transfers we've made and looking at other teams as well. Don't want to jinx it, but Chelsea and Man United probably I think we've strengthened, whereas perhaps maybe they've got worse. So yeah, reasonably confident I would say.
Okay, so let's discuss the squad though. So I know you're saying you're happy with the transfer window, but there are some players that we're possibly looking to sell. Yeah. There's a sentimental thing with a couple of them. They've been in our academy. Yeah. For the start of Reece Nelson, your thoughts on him?
Good player, but probably not the level for Arsenal, I don't think. I think when you get these young players and they have pre-season after pre-season, we've seen Reece Nelson for the last 4 or 5 years in pre-season. He's obviously never impressed enough to break into the first team, so comes a point where I think you've got to let these players go. I think the thing Arsenal struggle with is getting a transfer fee for players. People like Bellerin, you hear that Real Betis want him, but they don't want to pay anything for him. People like Pablo Mari, Reece Nelson need to start recouping some money. I think even Fulham, 8 to 10 million for Leno's like crazy. 3rd, 4th choice German goalkeeper. Really, if he was at any other club, I feel like he'd be going for 15, 20 million, but it just seems like we really struggle to recoup transfer fees for players, which is not ideal, obviously.
Yeah, interesting you say that. So Edu's comments recently were that he looked at the squad, and sometimes if we have to pay to move on a player, he looks at it as a good long-term investment because they just need to get out of the club.
I guess sometimes you'd agree there's been problems with like Özil, you've got your Kolasinac, your Mustafi, those kind of players. I think it's a fair point, but again it's only sustainable for so long. You can't keep doing that at some point, and I think he did say in his interview as well, at some point Arsenal will be looking to sell players and
make a profit.
Yeah, make a profit basically, yeah. So hopefully the next couple of years, some of the young ones coming through that maybe don't make it into the first team, like your Balogun, people like that, okay, if he doesn't cut mustard at Arsenal, perhaps you can get 10, 15 million for someone like that if you send him on loan and he has some good loan spells, things like that. So
okay, and what's your thoughts on Ainsley Maitland-Niles?
I think they should have took the £20 million offer that Wolves made a season or 2 ago, as you hear that was rumoured. Great squad player, I think he's a really great player to bring off the bench. If someone goes down at right back, you can bring him on. Central midfield, you can bring him on. Left back really, but I get the feeling that he doesn't want to be that kind of utility player. So if that's not what he wants and that's the role that Arteta wants to offer him, then I think again that's kind of the kind of player that you've got to move on, rather than having him unhappy on the bench every week.
Okay, so Crystal Palace coming up, 6 days till that game.
Yeah.
William Saliba's come back into the team from his loan. He's been looking really good, but we know that Gabriel and Ben White had a really solid partnership last season. Yeah. What would your first choice centre-back pairing be?
I would probably stick with Gabriel and Ben White if Tomiyasu was fit. Doesn't look like he will be. I think the team that we saw starting today will probably be really similar to the team on Friday night, so I think he'll go with Ben White at right back, Saliba and Gabriel. I do think by the end of the season, Saliba will be your first choice centre back. Just looking at the guy, 6'4", built like a brick. Yeah, looks a quality player, I think, and exciting as well. It's been like 2 years. I think all Arsenal fans are excited to see him play in the Premier League, so hopefully he'll do well.
Okay, so Crystal Palace game, your prediction for that one? We know it's going to be a hard one. You know, just a few months ago we played them, they beat us comfortably 3-0.
Didn't they? Yeah. I feel confident. I think when you look at Arsenal the way they've been playing in pre-season, they look happy, they look confident. Let's go 3-1 to Arsenal, obviously.